Beautiful morning. Hi everyone. How are we all doing? It's a new week to the glory of God. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you if you're already in bed from whichever part of the world that you are at the moment. All that you have to simply do for me is pick the one that falls into your own current time zone and use them whole body. My name is Bella Bassi, for the you who knows, and for the you who don't know, my name is Bella Bassi. To the glory of God, I am that one person who speaks life, hope, and courage, who tells you that if you're going to keep your hope alive, if you're going to keep believing, in hope, and if you're going to stay, focused, that there is absolutely nothing that you are longing for that you will not eventually, achieve in this life, because our God is a good God, and He is so merciful, so good, so just. God is the only God that is not biased. God is the only God who is not a respecter of status, position, money and fame and all of that. God is a God who is God by Himself, and that is why He is not being influenced by no position. God cannot be influenced by no status. God cannot be influenced, by nothing. God is God, and God is God by Himself. The reason why we have to come to that point where we believe that there is nothing that can come in between the promises of God for our lives, because God is not a God that can be cajoled. God is not a God who is moved by anything, but rather with God, everything moves. Now, the Bible made us to understand that the devil came to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but that Christ came to give us life, and to give us that life in abundance, to give us that life more than the way we would have ever thought that we'll have it, to give us that life in so much excess of it. Now, I have noticed that the one thing that limits people in life is fear. Fear is an enemy of man's destiny. Fear is an enemy of progress. Fear is what will keep a man, at a particular spot. Fear is that, force that makes a man not to want to take that step that a man is required to take. Fear is what will make you think that life is over for you. And the minute that you consent to fear, you will see that your life is being bound. Now, I want to say to you that Christ came to redeem us. Christ came to set us free, and we have been set free. Christ is not going to come back and to be hung on the cross again for us to be set free. Christ has already set us free, meaning that we have been saved, we have been liberated, we have been delivered from everything and anything. And that is why it does not matter what you think that it is at the moment that you are going through. I want to say to you that victory has already been given to you even before you manifested. I want to say to you that the liberty that you need has already been given to you even before you manifested. That the chains, that chains that you think that is holding you bound was broken even before you were born and sent forth to this earth, because the Bible says that Christ said it is finished on the cross of Calvary, and we were redeemed, and He said that it is finished, meaning that the now, the later and the now to come, that we have been set free, we have been delivered. You must not subject yourself to the things that are before you, because these things are nothing but distraction. I say it that, listen, the only thing that is real are the promises of God. The only thing that is meant to linger is the promises of God. The only thing that is permitted to last in your life are the promises of God. And the Bible says that for the thought of God, I beg your pardon, is of good and not of evil. Meaning that anything that does not relate to good, anything that does not relate to light that you see around you are not of God, and you must not consent to it. You must not accept it. You must speak against that which you see, because the devil, the only thing that the devil came to do, according to what the Bible tells us, is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And when you look at all the attributes that comes with that, you will see that it is nothing but destruction. It will eventually end in death. It will eventually end in self unrecoverable. God is the only light that we need, and the only light that we need to become the we that He has created us to be. In your life, you must speak opposite of what you are saying. That is why when you wake up in the morning, you don't look at your environment. You don't look at the things that are in front of you. You don't look at the situations that are around you. Rather, you begin to speak speak into the atmosphere. You speak into existence the things that you want to see in your life. And as you keep on being persistent in speaking the change that you want to see, in speaking the positivity that you want to see, in speaking the victory that you want to see, in speaking the healing that you want to see, in speaking the victory that you want to see, in speaking the liberation that you want to see, in speaking the freedom that you want to see, you will see that you will gradually begin to manifest or to become the reality of the things that you are declaring. Listen, words are not just words. I said it some time ago that words are authority. When you are speaking, you are not just speaking mere words. You are speaking authority. You are speaking authority. That is why we must be careful the things that we let out of our mouth. You cannot and should not confess the things that you are seeing. Say the things that you want to see. Speak the victory that you want to see. Regardless of the situation that you wake up from this morning, always speak the change that you want to see. Say to yourself, the Bible says when men say there is a casting down, we will say that there is a lifting up, because we know that the God whom we serve, he is not a God that is limited to times and to season. He is not the God who is changeable by terms and condition. He is not a God who is changeable by policy. He is not a God who is changeable by some group of people. No, God is greater. God is the greatest, and God is above every policy, every group of persons. God is greater than every season. God is greater than every condition. God is greater than whatever condition that you think it is. God is greater, and the only one who can redeem you from that place where you are to the place where he has created and destined for you is God. And that is why you must come to understand that your God is sufficiently enough, and you must not no matter what, consent or give up on yourself, because until God said it is over, there is hope for you. Until God said this is the end, there is hope for you. And I want to say to you this day that if God is so just and merciful enough to give you that which is priceless, to give you that which no amount of money can buy, then there is nothing that has a price tag, because everything that this life has a price tag on it. There is nothing with a price tag that God is going to withhold from you. If he can give you that which no amount of money can buy, he did that regardless of the family where you're coming from. He did not withhold life because your father does not have money. He did not withhold life from you because your mother's name is not mentioned in the names of the people that matters, in the world. But yet he has given all life equally and freely. Then there is nothing that this God is going to withhold from you. Waking up today should mean that God is still God. Waking up for you today should mean that God is able. Waking up for you today should mean that God is sufficient enough. Waking up for you this morning should mean that God has not changed from being the God that he has been even before time began, and even up to this time, that God is still God. If not for God, you would have died in your sleep. If not for God, they would have concluded on you and closed the chapter on you and move on. God is the reason why their plot against your life is not manifesting. God is the reason why